We'll start easy drinking. And then I have one outlier. I have one outlier, because it's a weird one, but we'll talk about it. So show of hands in chat. Who in chat is into bourbon? Who likes the bourbon? Who likes bourbon? Who wants to get into bourbon? Yeah, Mal, I know you're more of a Scotch person, which is fine. Anybody Marcus half raises hand. Liquor. You want to see the process of making it, Aqua? I'm into water. Fair. You like specific bourbon. No, you like bourbon, but it doesn't like you. Well, that's fair. That's fair. If you find a bourbon that you think that's really good, I will let you know. That's why we're doing this. That's kind of why we're doing this. Second of all, so I can write it off on the taxes. But but that's why we're doing that. That's why we're here. So we're gonna start out easy. And I say easy. Zero, you like a good bourbon? Good. All right. So we're gonna start off easy. We're gonna start off with Old Grandad Bonded Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 100 proof. Now, fresh bottle. Got this bottle earlier this week. Now, one of the key words on this bottle is bonded. So if you ever see a bourbon bottle that says bonded or bottled in bond, those are good keywords. Good keywords for a good bottle of bourbon. Because basically bottled in bond or bonded meant that back in the days, back in like 1897, I believe, the government gave tax breaks to distilleries whose bourbon went through kind of a rigorous process. Basically, there were a lot of whiskey and bourbon makers who made product that wasn't really whiskey or bourbon. So the government stepped in and created this program where if something was bottled in bond, it's gone through the process, it's gone through a rigorous process and met government standards that says that, this is, bourbon of a high quality. So bottled in bond or bonded is usually going to be a good sip. I say usually. I mean, I have yet to run into a bottled in bond that wasn't. So we're going to start with the Old Grandad Bonded. Pretty healthy pour on that one. Yeah, this is a pretty healthy pour. I mean, I had Old Grandad, but not Old Grandad Bonded. So let's, get the glass coated. We can get a good nose on it. So off gate with this, like nose wise, I'm getting a hit of cinnamon. I'm getting really strong cinnamon. A little bit of oak too. It's not like oak heavy. Like, there are a lot of bourbons that are like really oak heavy and the oak will hit you, but the cinnamon here hits you. A little bit of vanilla. Thank you. Thank you now. Glencairn, thank you. You got him for me. So yeah, cinnamon, a little bit of oak, a little bit of vanilla. But yeah, it's really definitely cinnamon heavy. Yeah, when you coat your glass, it allows it, like, you coat the glass and it allows you, you know, to get more of the aroma when you go and take a whiff in a Glencairn. So that's why, you know, a lot of, like, right before you taste it, you coat the glass to kind of get the whiff. And okay, so thumbs up. Oh yeah, that cinnamon's really strong there. That is really cinnamon spicy. And I get a little bit of like fruitiness afterwards. And so you're met with the cinnamon first. What's going on, Ellie? How you doing? So you get the cinnamon first. You get a little, like, that spice hit first, and then you get some fruit, little fruit, and then on the back end of it, on the finish, you kind of get a little caramel. Kind of get a little caramel, but like it's instant. Like the finish, you know, there's a lot of finishes that, you know, kind of like stay a little bit longer. You get that hint of caramel at the finish, and then it's just gone. And with this, I kind of want more of that finish. Like that finish is really good, but I want more of it. I mean, it's a really good sip. It's a really good sip. But like, again, if you don't like a lot, like Fireball, Fireball would be the first, like, would be the go-to. It's not exactly 1-to-1 Fireball, and thank God it isn't, because I'm not a huge fan of Fireball. But it's enough where like it's pretty forward there, and then of course like the mouthfeel. It's really smooth. It's got a really good mouthfeel. I mean, again, it's a solid sip. Not quite like viscous, not overly viscous, but you know, it's got a good mouthfeel. Again, it's a really solid sip. So I'd highly recommend it. Like, again, Old Grandad is one of those really accessible bottles. This I believe I got for like 25. So again, not a bad, you know, not a bad, I wouldn't say a bad starter. It's probably a better starter in my opinion, a better starter bourbon in my opinion. But you know, this one's like up there in entry level, I think. No, you know, like Aqua, you have the right idea. A lot of pretty much bourbon sits in oak barrels. So you're gonna get that. Oh, you're gonna get that what you call woodiness, that oakness, like that oakiness, and it just depends on the conditions. Depends on the conditions of, you know, how long it's been sitting in that barrel, you know, what rack it's been sitting on. Hell, like the positioning of the racks, like kind of determine, you know, what's going on in the oak barrels. Like the higher the barrel, the more, you know, it gets, you know, what's the way to explain this? Because for example, Four Roses, when you look at a bottle of Four Roses, you're looking for the one on the 6 rack, which is the highest rack, because it goes through the most changes in terms of, you know, going through temperatures and whatnot, rather than one of the racks on the bottom. Jeez, you brought me last year was a perfect compliment to bourbon. Yeah, again, yeah. Definitely is. Can be. But yeah, that's again, for 100 proof, I mean, it's really easy drinking. But for someone starting out, I wouldn't recommend 100 proof. I'm starting out maybe like a 70, 80 proof. I would recommend like something like a 70, 80 proof bourbon. I say Wild Turkey 101's pretty easy drinking too, but you know, I don't want to start you like, that's not really the deep end. I mean, it is a good beginner one. Like Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace would probably be, if you can find it. I mean, Buffalo Trace is pretty accessible in except for the cases where it's not. But yeah, you can find Buffalo Trace pretty much anywhere. That would be, if I had to pick a starter, and I kind of hate that I didn't get any Buffalo Trace. If I had to pick a starter bourbon for anybody who wanted to get into bourbon, Buffalo Trace would be it. It's just so easy drinking. It's just so easy drinking, not a lot of proof. And yeah, it's just like all around, it's a good one for like anyone looking to get into, you know, bourbon drinking. You'll probably never drink alcohol in your life anymore, period. Why? I mean, we all had our experiences. Most of us college. Hi, hit me. Not a fan of the taste so much, so you just stay healthy and drink water. That's fair. That's fair. See, for me with bourbon, it is all about the taste. Because like, depending on the bourbon, it could have a lot of complexity, or it could just fall flat. It can just fall flat. So that's why there's so many bourbon distilleries out there. There's a lot of bourbon, and for me, I mean, with bourbon, it's about the taste. It's not really about the effect. It's about the taste. I mean, if you taste enough, the effect will come naturally. But yeah, for me, it's more about taste. But again, Old Granddad, Bonded, really good. I wouldn't say really good entry for anybody trying to get bourbon. Like, it's, you know, after you start out with Buffalo Trace and some of the other like lower proof bourbons, then I would kind of work my way up to this. But again, it's a really, really good bottle, under 25 or at 25. I'd say MSRP for Old Granddad should be under 25. Let me check. Yeah, right at 25. So yeah, it's one of those really good, really accessible, you know, you just want some bourbon just to sip on. That's a really good one. That's a really good one. So let me reset the palate a little bit. Imagine tearing the conversation. Yeah, so I think I'll sip out of Old Granddad. Yeah. Imagine saying you took a sip of Pappy. Now, if you took a sip of Pappy, fuck, I hate that I'm gonna miss out on Pappy on the 15th. There's gonna be some Pappy. I ain't gonna be able to get it. There's gonna be some Pappy Van Winkle. I ain't gonna be able to get it, man. Yeah, but the thing is, Youngsville's having a lotto on the 15th. They're having a lotto on the 15th, which they're selling Pappy. I think 13-year Pappy. Well, let me see what it said. I know there's some Stag there too, which I kind of feel bad on missing out on Stag too. Fast forward to the bottles. Yep. George T. Stagg, William LaRue Weller, Pappy Van Winkle Special Reserve Rye 13-year, Pappy Van Winkle Special Reserve 12-year, and some Thomas H. Handy. Again, all really good bottles. Really, really good bottles. Yeah, it's a lottery. It's a lottery for a chance to buy those bottles, because these are like, in terms of like allocated bottles, these are like really, really hard to come by. And go for, so a bottle of Pappy So yeah, a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle 12-year-old special reserve on a secondary market is going as high as $1,000. And that's on the secondary market. So that's why we have these lotteries for a chance to get it at, MSRP at a decent price. Instead of like paying the secondary market for it. So yeah, a bottle of George T. Stagg. Yep, 900. The first one I saw, $999.95, or that's with a discount. Originally priced $1,199.99. So people go to these lotteries to get, these really, really good bottles for a decent price. That's not a secondary price. And then they'll either A, hold on to them, or B, if they're like me, I'll fucking drink them. Again, here's the thing. Here's my promise with this year for bourbon. If I go to a bourbon lottery, or if I go on a bourbon hunt, or, get access to a bourbon lottery and I win one of these bottles, we're fucking drinking these bitches. Fuck that sitting on the shelf. No, I ain't gonna open it. This is my unicorn. Fuck that. We're drinking these bitches. I'm looking y'all dead ass in the eye and saying we're drinking these bitches. That shit ain't going on resale. Ain't going on the secondary market. We are drinking them. I am building a selection, not a collection. Yep, the worst one sits in the bottle unopened. Exactly. All right. Let's do another sip. And this one, again, for this one, this is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. Like, hands down, like, you will always find me. The minute this gets finished, I'm getting another one. You'll find me with a bottle of OFO, Old Forester, 1920 Prohibition style. Again, this is just, this one, like, I have a thing with Old Forester. Like, I have yet, when it comes to Old Forester, I have yet to find a bad Old Forester. I have yet to find a bad Old Forester, and I don't want to challenge them to that, but I'm just saying, it's just that good. Old Forester is just that good. And the thing is, like, with 1920 Prohibition style, during Prohibition, this was marketed as medicinal whiskey. So the proof at the time, like prior to bottling, would be barrel entry proof would be 100. And then what you end up with, like with the Angel share, would be a 115 proof. So this is, you can see it on the bottle right here. This is a 115 proof bourbon. And again, it's one of my favorites. Like, Old Forester can do no wrong in my eyes. I'm not challenging them to that. I'm just saying. So with this, you get a lot of fruitiness on the nose, on the aroma. You get a little bit of fruitiness. Well, not, I say a little bit, a lot of fruitiness. Like, that first hit is fruity. Then I get like a little bit of chocolate, some oak, but not heavy oak. Not heavy oak. Some chocolate, some maple. And cheers. And then just going down, like you get that caramel immediately. The caramel, you kind of get like a little bit of s'more, like a little graham cracker, a little bit of pepper too. Like it's got that spice to it, like a little bit of pepper. And then at the end, I get that s'more too. You get those s'mores at the end, which is it's just such a good flavor. Again, Ofo cannot do wrong. Ofo can never do wrong. So once you kind of get like into bourbon, start drinking Old Forester. I would highly recommend Old Forester. God. And that finish is so good. And then like going down, you get a little bit of that Kentucky hug. You get a little bit of the Kentucky hug, like as it's going down, and I love that. It's not like a Kentucky bear hug, but it's just, you know, like you feel it. And when sorry for like blasting terms at you, like a Kentucky hug, or like it's that warm feeling. It's the warm feeling you get like when a bourbon is like, after that, as it finishes, it goes down and you get that warmness in your chest. Yeah, that's what we call Kentucky hug. And goddamn, I like. Oh, it's so good. It is just so good. Any questions so far? This bourbon looks like it has more of a golden hue than Grandad. Yeah. I mean, you can compare. You can compare the two. You can compare the two. it's like, Mark, it's not like a big burn. Like it's a really warm, it's a gentle warmth. It's a gentle warmth rather than, you know, drinking straight diesel and it's just fucking burning your insides. It's a gentle warmth. Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Like, again, not saying Old Granddad is bad, but this is so many steps up from Old Granddad. Yeah, this is all like so many steps up from Old Granddad. Again, OFO Prohibition style, in terms of like all the OFO I've had, is probably my favorite. I've had yet to have birthday bourbon, and people are ranting and raving about birthday bourbon. So I want to get my hands, I really want to go out there and get my hands on birthday bourbon and compare it to Prohibition style. People are ranting and raving about birthday bourbon. I would love to. Yeah, Old Forester birthday bourbon. Let me. Let me bring it up. Yeah, that. And people are ranting and raving about birthday bourbon. So I want to get my hands on that bottle. But the secondary for birthday bourbon is ridiculous too. So I would need to like really hunt for it. Like if I find that before my birthday, like I'm not like, that's not gonna be like a thing on my birthday. I'm gonna drink that when I fucking get it. I'm gonna drink that when I get it. And that might be one, that might be a bottle where I just get 2 bottles. That might be one of those double bottle kind of things. Like that and Eagle Rare. It's like, god damn. It is so hard to fucking find Eagle Rare. What's going on, Octo? Happy New Beers. Octo, we are sipping on some bourbons. We're trying out some bourbons. So far, the first one we did was Old Granddad Bonded, 100 proof. Right now we are sipping on Old Forester Prohibition style 1920. Happy Friday, Octo. How you doing? And I was talking about Old Forester birthday bourbon, which I would love to get my hands on. Like, I'm not gonna pay secondary for it, but like if I find like a good price, I will get 2 bottles of birthday bourbon. But yeah, I was telling people that Prohibition style 1920 is one of my favorites. Like, that's one I always kind of have to have. But how you doing, Octo? Not so bad. Just got done with some samurai tabletop shenanigans. Not sure what to get up to. Well, we just got done doing some fishing on Fishing Planet. And now we're just having some bourbon and just talking about it. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep, there you go. Okay, this next one. Well, this next one. So, story with this next one. This distillery has been. So, let's say. This distillery is mainly 5 years old, actually, I think. They started in 2018. No, we're not gonna be sipping old grandma. Yeah, the distillery started in 2018 to commemorate the coming birth of their daughter. And it's called Penelope. And this is Penelope barrel strength. So let me put the bottle close to you. So Penelope barrel strength, 116 proof, 58% alcohol by volume, batch 16. So yeah, Penelope, a rather young distillery. Like tannins are like chemical compounds that kind of like, you know, add color, flavor. So yeah, there's that. So again, Penelope started in 2018, like very, very young distillery, and the people have been really talking them up. And I meant to get some Architect, because Architect is the one that people have been really raving about. But I wanted to try their barrel strength. Because like cask strength, barrel strength, I'm a sucker for. Again, 116 proof. And in turn, like for me personally, I like my bourbons a little bit proofier, like around, 115, 116 is really good. I'm not like, I don't want my proof to be up there, but I've had some hazmat bourbon before. I've had some hazmat bourbon. What's going on, Dragon? Pouring your first beer. Right now, we're trying out some bourbons. Right now, we're having a pour of some Penelope barrel strength 116 proof. Hazmat bourbon, like I call hazmat bourbon anything like above like 130, 135. Like 140. This is out of control. Thank you so much for the follow. So, let's get it coated. So I get caramel. I get a little fruitiness. A little fruitiness. Like stone fruit. A little bit of maple syrup. And again, I had this for my bougie anime night, and it was so fucking good. So again, immediately I get the caramel. Get a little bit of like candy, butterscotch candy. And then as it finishes, like I get some spiciness on that finish. And it's persistent finish. It's a really good, it lingers. It's one of those finishes that lingers in a good way. You know how I said the old granddad was like cinnamon forward? I get that at the end here. I get the cinnamon at the end, that spiciness. And a little bit of that hug at the end. Yeah, it's really good. Not a lot of oakiness in this. Not a lot of oakiness in this, which is good. Because there's some bourbons that you'll get some oakiness. You may get like even like hints of leather. And then there are others that you like, they're just really oak heavy. Oak heavy in aroma, and then once you hit the taste, like it's just nothing but oak. But I don't get as much oak. And I'm glad. It's not really oak heavy. I mean, you get a little bit of it. And you get a little bit of it kind of in the middle. What's up, Phoenix? Trying out the Penelope barrel strength. Oh yeah, what have we done so far? So far, the first one we did was Old Granddad Bonded. We did Old Granddad Bonded. Again, really solid, really, I say entry, but it's like, I'd say a step above entry. But entry price at like 25. The OFO, Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style, which is like one of my favorites. Old Forester can do no wrong. And again, the one we're trying right now is Penelope barrel strength. And again, Penelope, really young distillery, being only started in 2018. So for them to create something like this, and I need to go get some Architect. Remind me for my next bourbon hunt to go get some Penelope Architect. Somebody put that on a list or somewhere. I'll put it on my somewhere on my next bourbon hunt list. So remind me to get some Penelope Architect, because people have been raving about Architect. But yeah, for a barrel strength, really good. Really, really good. Yeah, people also rave about their Rio. The Rio and they have an Amberana. They have an Amberana, I believe. Now, I'm not huge on Amberanas. picked up a bottle today from a Portland distillery that you hadn't heard of. Well, what is it, Phoenix? Might want to try it. But yeah, really, really good. Again, Penelope. Now the Penelope, I think I got for like 64. Freeland Spirits. Okay, I'll have to look them up. I gotta put that on the list if we have it. I gotta go check. But yeah, I definitely gotta try a Penelope. Penelope Architect. Adia! Adia, thank you so much for 50 months of residency here in the Velvet Room. Thank you so much for the continued support. How you doing, Adia? Happy New Beer. Don't know how to judge bourbon? It's all about the taste. It's all about the taste. Like, basically, you get the aroma. You whatever you smell, you smell, and then you get the taste. You get kind of that forward taste, and then for me, there's a little bit of like the middle before it finishes, like as it like goes down, and then it finishes. You get that finish too. You get that the forward notes, and then the finish. How you doing, Adia? But yeah, if there are some bourbons that you want me to try, let me know, and I'll try to go hunt for them. I'll try to go hunt for them, and if y'all want to send me some bourbon, that's fine too. I might need to start a P.O. box. Or if you want to send me some bourbon, hit me up. I'll give you the details. You just want sleep the neighbors have leftover. Oh God. It is the 5th. It is the 5th. Why do people still have fireworks? It is the 5th of the month. But yeah, if there are some bourbons that you want me to try, let me know. I'll go hunt them. If you want me, and there's like one that you want me to pick up and try, you're more than welcome to like tip me, and I'll go try to find it. If I can hunt for it, hunt it down, I will try to find it. Like I will say this: the day that I went and got not all of these, like some of these have had, like the Prohibition saw I've had like for weeks. The Old Granddad, the Penelope, and this next one I got this week. And the day I went hunting for, like the day I got these, I was hunting for Eagle Rare. And I kind of checked because like our ABC system has like an inventory. It's like, yeah, this store has 2 bottles of Eagle Rare. I'm like, great. Let me go get it. So I drove all the way into Raleigh, downtown Raleigh. I get there, I'm like, hey, y'all got Eagle Rare? No, I'm sorry. Like, this thing says you have Eagle Rare. No. So yeah. Eagle Rare will probably, when I find Eagle Rare, I'm getting 2, maybe 3 bottles of Eagle Rare. Most of your experience with bourbon is like Buffalo Trace and Bullet. Octo, I was saying Buffalo Trace is a really good starter bourbon. What's going on, boss man? What's going on, Lav? How you doing? Hope you're having a good Friday. Yeah, Octo, I'm saying Buffalo Trace is a really, really good starter bourbon. Like for people who want to get into bourbon, Buffalo Trace is like, I think, the bourbon to get you into bourbon. I was looking at the P3 Reload trailer, excited to try it for the first time when it comes out. Oh, that'll be your first time with P3. Okay. Well, you picked the perfect one. You honestly picked the perfect time to like try it. Wow. Yeah, you'll have your experience. Your experience won't be clouded with like the re-releases, the tons of re-releases that P3 have seen. So you won't have to worry about, Fess, P3P, The Answer, things like that. You won't have to worry about that. Yeah, I was talking about P3 Reload, and the only issue with it, for me, content-wise, is it's within like days or a day of relink. So I'm like kind of weighing my options there. I'm kind of weighing my options like, wow, if I can get it early, can I finish it? If I can't, do I just go ahead and go balls deep into relink? Mal, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought Screwball up. Because I do have an alternative. I do have an alternative to Screwball, and I think this alternative knocks Screwball out the water. And this is me saying this. So, this is Magic Rabbit, produced by Cleveland Whiskey. As you can see, I've had quite a bit of it. Because one, it's really easy drinking. Like, it's so easy drinking. It's 70 proof. Like, if you can't drink this, don't drink. So it's 70 proof. Chocolate and peanut butter whiskey. Now, again, I said earlier, that, I like my bourbons. I like my bourbons and everything. I like them, I like them with proof. And this is a 70 proof. So there's really nothing there. So again, on the smell, on the aroma, you immediately get that peanut butter. You get the peanut butter, you get the chocolate. It's pretty straightforward. Like they are as advertised. And then as far as like the taste, it's smooth. It is smooth. It is so smooth that yes, you can take this straight from a Glencairn and have no problems. Like there's almost no harshness, no spice, no heat from it. They're like, but it's so smooth and so good tasting. And I wouldn't mind, like, I didn't mind. You've seen how much I've had of it so far. You've seen how much I've had of it so far. And like, I mean, would it make a good mixing? Well, like in Texas says, yeah, it would probably make a really good boozy milkshake. This would probably make a really good boozy milkshake. This would. But it's straight up, it's good too. Just straight up in a Glen. Straight up in a Glen, it's really good too. I hate to say it beats out Screwball. I hate to say it beats out Screwball. Yeah, and Gintaxis, again, it's not proof that high. So yeah, like put it in a milkshake. Put it in a milkshake. Put it in a boozy milkshake. Better in a cocktail? I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, I would love to get some Screwball and do a side to side and just see. But I'd say that I'm not doing Screwball. I probably wouldn't do Screwball in I mean, I have done it. Screwball straight up. I honestly think this is better. I think this is better tasting than Screwball. There's no almost, like at 70 proof, there's almost no harshness. But it is really good tasting. And like, again, I brought this bottle. Originally, I was going to do 3. I was going to do 3 tonight. But I brought this bottle as an outlier. Like, because it was kind of like, I had to try it. And I did. And I fucking loved it, apparently. So, yeah, it's so easy drinking. And like, if you just want like something sweet, kind of like a dessert whiskey, a dessert bourbon, I guess. This is it, man. It's that good. And Gintaxis, you actually gave me a really good idea for this. I might actually get some ice cream and do that. An adult like Reese's, boozy milkshake. That's a good idea with that. I feel like that's a really good idea with that. Bring me that stuff next. I bet. And again, it wasn't an expensive bottle. This wasn't an expensive bottle. This was like, I want to say this was like 16. This was 16. It was on sale. Yeah, you're not gonna pay out the asshole for it. I believe somebody has to have it up there. They're just. Did you look? Hold on. Oh, you looked at people who have it. Now again, some liquor stores kind of hide their inventory, so there might be one close to you who has it, and just they're not on the Magic Rabbit, they're not on the Magic Rabbit list. Yeah, like the store locator, but it's down. Welcome back, Jet. Yeah, you might be able to find Mel. You might be able to find it. One day, North Carolina will release control from the ABC and allow Total Wines and stores to sell alcohol. One day, we're not so ass backwards. But yeah, those are the 4 bottles. Those are the 4 bottles for tonight. Again, we started with the Old Granddad Bonded. We went to the Old Forester. Into the Old Forester, 1920 Prohibition style. We did the barrel strength Penelope, which again, I gotta get Architect of Penelope Architect. So remind Sly to get Penelope Architect, please. And then as the outlier, Magic Rabbit. So any questions? Any questions, comments, concerns, anything? Any questions? Any bourbon questions? Any ones that you want to recommend? When am I opening my own bar? Shit, probably when I retire. It would just be like me to retire and then like do more work and open a bar, which is like fucking work. I feel like it'd be fun, honestly. Thank you, Marcus. Get Penelope Architect. Thank you. So my next bourbon hunt, I'm gonna get Penelope Architect. I'm gonna like really trying to find some Eagle Rare. If I find Eagle Rare, I'm getting 2 bottles of Eagle Rare. And then probably do some Yellowstone. Maybe some Elijah Craig toasted Elijah Craig barrel. Or we let y'all steer the ship. Like, what do y'all want to see? When it comes to bourbon tastings, what do y'all want to see? Do y'all want me to do like 5 best at or under 25, or at like 5 at a certain price point? Like, what do y'all want? What do y'all want to? What do y'all want to do? I say 25, but it can be any price point. Because I want to make sure y'all are getting, you know, your value out of your bourbon. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, these were not all entry level. God, no. Especially the Penelope barrel strength. God, no. Again, this is 116 proof. Hell, the OFO is 115. Not entry level. The old granddad, slightly above entry level, but like at $25. Like, so it's really, really accessible. So Aqua, I'm guessing you want entry level bourbons? Would that be something you want to see? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Like, get some entry level bourbon. We can do that. Well, Jameson's an Irish whiskey. It's not really a bourbon, it's an Irish whiskey. Oh, there's some good Knob Creek out there. There's some really good Knob Creek Knob. I mean, Mal, excuse me. I'd love to see this with other whiskeys. Y'all just want to see whiskey. I'm trying to do bourbon. Y'all want to just see straight whiskey. You want to see whiskey. I want to see scotch, which I don't mind doing. I mean, that might be like a far off in the future. That might be far off in the future, though.